All right, we'll start with Percy.
For Gabby, what did the Lynx do in that first quarter that allowed them to jump out to that 26-11 lead? And then what did you guys do differently to get back into the game?
I think we were a bit stiff and a bit robotic. They're a great, well-coached team. They're all intelligent players, so I think they were taking away some of our first options, and we didn't punish them. I think we allowed them to take us out of our offense, and then once we adjusted, we were able to come back into it once we just started to focus on ourselves.
Yes, thank you.
All right, Christian, we'll go to you next.
My question is for Gabby. And Ezi, there was multiple stretches throughout the game where you guys went on 5 or 6 straight possessions where you scored. Can you just speak to the continuity that you guys are building? Despite the loss, those are pretty great showings considered so early in the season.
Um, yeah, I think, when we, I guess, get down early, we have to find ways to get back into the game, and it's a four-quarter game, so we know it's not going to come in the first, second quarter, but just learning how to string together defensive possessions, getting stops in a row, getting offenses in a row, and just capitalizing on possessions was really important. And so if we can kind of compartmentalize that throughout the game, I think that helps us instead of just focusing on the end result.
All right, Jeff, we'll go to you next.
Yeah, for Ezi, one kind of positive out of this game is you guys held Nafisa Collier to 16 points. It's their lowest total of her season. Can you just talk a little bit about what you guys did like about that and what you did right?
Yeah, I think obviously she was Nneka's matchup to start, and I think the last couple of games, especially, Nneka's done a great job defensively just with her matchup, and she continued that today. And so, we know we have to help her out as well. And so, Fee's obviously a great player. She's going to get her shot. So just knowing how to make those shots tough for her, and just being able to sustain that throughout the whole game.
All right, Andrew, we'll go to you next.
Thank you, Michaela. Just want to ask you, Gabby, what did you make of
Andrew, can you speak a little louder?
Yes. Yes, can you hear me louder? Okay. Want to ask you, Gabby, what did you make of that jump ball when the jump ball happened after Skylar and AC tied up Kayla? And what did you make of like the call on AC in terms of that foul?
What did I think about the foul called on EC?
Yes, did you see any foul
I
there?
don't know, man. I'm not a ref. I just play basketball. I don't know. It was called, so we have to deal with it.
All right,
Yeah, did
Bella,
you?
we'll go to you next.
You guys seem to get, a big spark from your bench when after that first quarter struggle and also played a lot of different lineups today. Could you just speak to, how your bench was able to maybe turn some things around and then also the versatility in the lineup options you guys have?
Yeah, I mean, you said it. Our bench did a great job of just coming in and giving us a different look. And I think that's on the starters to just do a better job of starting the game. But at the end, he came in and hit a big shot. Dom, Lex got good looks, and just having that presence offensively and defensively with Lee and Zaya. So I think when we're able to u utilize them, they work hard day in and day out at practice, and so they're prepared for these moments. So we just have to kind of carry that on with the energy that they bring throughout the game.
Percy, back to you.
Hey, for Ezzy, just to like take this sort of Lynx team down to the final seconds, they're undefeated. Just what lessons will you guys take from this game?
Um, I think just obviously getting a better start, and just not having to kind of dig ourselves out of games like that. But I think we also, like on the backside of that, can stay encouraged and know that we can, kind of stay in games. We can string together defensive stops, great offensive possessions as well. And so, um, we said it in the locker room, it's not the end of the world. I think we can kind of go back to Seattle and build off of this game. But yeah, just lots to learn from. And yeah.
All right, final question with Christian.
I was just wondering, compared to last year and the way you guys have been playing to start this season, are there any differences that you notice as far as your connectivity during these runs that kind of just build up these moments to kind of stay in games where you might have, like last year, the first loss to the Lynx was a 13-point loss, and then now I think it was five this loss. Just noticing any differences maybe you've seen.
Maybe I'm not the one to speak on this because I didn't play as many games last season, but from like the short sample size, small sample size, I feel that we find a way to stay together more in these tougher situations. I think we don't panic as much. We don't lose our focus or our tempers as much in these moments. It's just like, okay, like we're in the WNBA, like it's the best players in the world. They're going to go on runs. That means we can too. And I think we're just attacking these moments with a lot more maturity and a lot like a better zen and calmness to us.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Percy, kick us off.
Hey there, coach. Just for your team to recover from a 15-point deficit on the road like this and to get back into the game, what type of lessons can you guys sort of take from this? What things went right to like get you guys back into this game?
I thought we had great contribution from our bench. I thought that the fight back started with them just kind of chipping away possession by possession. You know, we kept them off the free throw line. We out rebounded them. There are things that we did do well in this game that we can definitely build upon. Being on a road, playing against a tough team like Minnesota, the margin of error is very slim. But the positives are to be able to again show resiliency and possession by possession, tighten up our defense, get some stops, get some early transition looks. We only had like one, I think, transition point or fast break point in the first half. So we picked it up, and we can definitely build upon that.
Let's go.
Bella, you're up.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the bench contributions. It seemed like we saw quite a variety of lineups today. How much were you sort of just trying to find a group to stabilize the game versus, matchups that were more focused or subs that were more focused on matchups you were seeing?
I think the game lended to, there's a possession, an offensive possession that I felt like I could get Lexi in the game just to see if she can open the game up and hit a three. And then even with Dom and Lee, those were more, subs for our bigs who needed that rest. But then in the second half, just kind of needed some defensive execution and physicality. So went with Zaya and obviously E is in the rotation. So a lot of it was just kind of figuring out, what the game needed as opposed to the matchups today. I know I've been talking to you guys a lot about the matchups, but I think today we just needed a little bit of infusion of some energy. And I thought that's what they provided.
Jeff, you're next.
Yeah, Coach, one positive you can take from the game, you guys held Nafisa Collier to 16 points. She had not scored less than 23 all season. Can you just talk about what you did like defensively against her?
I liked our physicality. I liked that we were in plays. I think the biggest thing I talked about this before the game was the free throws. They're top in the league right now, averaging maybe 20 or 22 a game. And part of that is Nafisa's ability to get to the line and draw those fouls. So I thought we had foul discipline on her, and I thought we were in our space and played her tough. It was there others who hit a lot of big shots, but I was really happy with NECA's effort. That was her assignment. And then obviously the bigs that came in and defended her. Our rotations, our boxing out. I thought that we were really sharp with that coverage.
Christian, we'll go to you.
Hey, Coach. Whether it be an ATO on the other side of the ball or just the team kind of withstanding the runs from like during the Phoenix game against the Wings, now against this game, compared to last year, that first game against the Lynx was a 13-point loss. Now think this is a 5-point loss. Could you just do you think there's different between the two seasons and just kind of how the team is resolved is going to these couple of games?
Not sure. It's still early, but I think just from, the perspective of today, I think the defensive physicality has really improved from every and on every position in every position. So even like Ezzy having played with us last year, even to this year, there's some physicality that she's really showing. And obviously adding AC as an excellent defender in this league. So I think defensively we're able to. We're still solid. We haven't been as disruptive as far as like trapping and all those things, but we've been pretty decent with staying into bodies and staying in plays and being better with rebounding. Um, and then the other thing, like we offensively, I would say we have to play with each other. We have to move the ball. Minnesota presents an issue with like a heavy nail presence and really good on that basketball. So shifting them from side to side matters. And I think there's just a commitment to playing in that way.
Percy, you're next.
Hey, Coach, you guys were down 3 with 24 seconds left. You had McBride pinned on the sideline again, and it seemed like you could force another jump ball. Did you want a foul in that situation? Because it was hard to tell from the TV.
We're trying to execute what we did last time. We got another jump ball. So we wanted to try to get the jump ball first. And then obviously with the time threshold, we had to foul. But definitely we're still jump ball is always the initial.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, final question. We will go back to Bella.
One more bench question for you. E came in, where you're down by 6, hit that big 3-point shot at the end to make it a one possession game. Could you just talk about the decision to bring her in that moment, and then whether or not the eventual shot was sort of planned, or if that was more of the sort of savvy vet move you get from a player like E?
I'll let E answer that when you ask her next time she's in media. That was a great shot by E and a great draw coming in that particular moment. So I'll leave it at that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Yeah.